That's a red flag when they say we'll make it up to you on the next one. Red flag. Well, how I know you're gonna be here? How I know you're not going to the heavenly gates? How I know that somebody else is not gonna hire you? How do I know? How can you promise you're gonna make it up to me on the next one? You can't. So never believe that lie. Okay. So we're gonna have a conversation. Do you have money? Can you prove you can find additional money? Otherwise, we have to stop. I did as much as we can do, and it's a hard conversation, but I don't think you want to risk losing your own business just for somebody else's problem.
Right. Oh, thank you for that answer. So another question, I don't know if you know, but if let's say they do have the funding in place, right?
Hmm.
You begin work, and then something comes up in whatever situation that they had, and they have to dip into their funding.
Hmm.
But how can you verify that they're not using whatever said funding that you already verified for something else? But how can you verify that? And if they say, well, let's do a promissory note or whatever, will that suffice? Or you, I
Yeah,
would need
I
something.
wouldn't. I wouldn't even do that. That never works because you can't collect on it. And then,
Right. So
yeah, you can't collect on it. And then if you go to court, how long is you gonna get held up in court? Like, that's just a bad deal. So at that point, I'm walking away from the deal. Um, Great question though. Like, if they start spending money, you're not aware. That does happen. That's why I said your payment terms should probably be 2 weeks and not a month. So if your payment terms are 2 weeks, you have reduced your exposure. So now, maybe you're not as deep in the hole as you could have been. And most likely, you've already made money on the T&M that was guaranteed. You didn't lose money. So most likely, you got at least enough built into it to compensate for, maybe those couple days or a week or whatever you lost. You follow what I'm saying? Like, you shorten that risk, you reduce that risk by making shorter payment durations. So that's really, really important. That's why I said I'm not doing 30 days.